And Weather Center Live has been a busy one for the start of our week. It is Monday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Wilson here with Jennifer Lopez.
And it certainly feels and looks like a Monday with 2 winter storms and a total of 34 million people under some type of winter alert. And we've had big problems on some of the...
All right, thank you so much, Mike Seidel. We're actually waiting to hear from Boston Mayor Marty Walsh. I know you were talking about those impacts for tomorrow. Let's get you up to speed on Mars. There's the system beginning to lift northeast, and notice it's way out there, but we are still seeing significant impacts, the wind and the heavy snow. Blizzard conditions out on the Cape today with winds gusting 35 miles an hour or more. Visibility's down to a quarter mile for 3+ hours. There's the snow right now extending all the way into western Mass, western Connecticut, and eastern sections of the state of New York. As we move forward through the evening, notice the snow will continue, especially through parts of Maine. Many spots will see the snow begin to lighten up by early to mid-morning tomorrow. But in Maine, we're going to keep the snow through about lunchtime before it eventually gets out of there. And that's why we could see some of the higher additional totals of snow into parts of Maine. So Portland to Bangor to Eastport, 5 to 8 additional inches. Into Massachusetts, where we've seen already 6+ inches, another 1 to 5 inches. Let's check in now with Boston Mayor Marty Walsh. Says
Relate it to food.
Doesn't count. It does, if you shared it, it doesn't count.
That's right.
Big, fat, pancake-sized snowflakes. I do. That's the best visualization for me. Hey, Nashville, you're going to keep the snow showers going as we head through the evening. And by 9 o'clock, that's when I expect things to begin to taper off. I think maybe you're letting the dog out one last time before you head to bed. You may see that snow have wrapped up. Temperatures, though, right around the freezing mark, and it is going to be chilly over the next few days for Nashville. Now, tonight, that snow extends all the way down into parts of North Georgia, western North Carolina. Even tomorrow, up towards, say, the Toccoa area, Rabun County, Georgia, you could see some snow showers. Tuesday night, the steadiest, heaviest stuff from southwest Virginia through West Virginia, and then getting up into Pennsylvania. And the western parts of North Carolina, the mountains, you could see up to a foot of snow. The ski resort's going to love that. I think Sugar Mountain's there. Then we get into southwest Virginia. You guys are going to see some decent snowfall, up to a foot, maybe a foot to a foot and a half for some of those ski resorts into West Virginia. They are looking forward to that. For the rest of us, this isn't going to be an epic snow system, but it is going to be a nuisance. Could cause some problems on the roads. Nashville, your high tomorrow, 32, 38 in Atlanta. I think it's the cold that's going to have more people complaining, though, Jennifer.
Well,
Jennifer, going to compare cities that you would think really would have nothing in common, temperature-wise, location-wise, but they're going to be a lot closer than you'd think. Tomorrow in Tampa, where the average high is 72, it's going to be 58. So will Grant Falls, Montana, where the average high is 37. Great Falls and Tampa, both at 58 tomorrow. You would not have guessed that. Let's take a look at tomorrow in Tallahassee. Average high is 66. You're at 54 tomorrow. 50 for Denver, where the average high is 45. And notice Atlanta versus Bismarck. Average highs roughly 30 degrees apart. Highs tomorrow, only 4 degrees apart. Atlanta stuck in the 30s. And in Seattle, where your average high is 49, Miami, average high near 80, both spots into the 60s on Tuesday. Jennifer. Walked to the top of Mount Olympus. It was cold. Hasn't been that bad. Hasn't been that snowy either for Syracuse. Right now, we've got the snow coming down into parts of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, getting into western Virginia and also western North Carolina. West Virginia, you guys are going to see some of the higher totals out of this storm. This is Nacio. We've got 1.5 mile visibility for Indianapolis. Things have improved right now for the Cleveland area, but with more snow showers possible, expect that those we could see those issues persist with low visibilities. I'd actually like to go back and show you the winds. There's the visibility. Now we move forward, look at the winds. They're gusting to near 30 miles an hour in St. Louis, over 30 miles an hour in Des Moines and Kansas City and Sioux Falls. We've got high pressure off to the west, this area of low pressure. And so some of those spots through the Dakotas, Minnesota, you are dealing with stronger wind gusts. This is the setup, that strong or deep dip in the jet stream, that cold air working all the way off towards the south. I mean, we're talking cold temperatures even into Florida through the early and mid part of the week. This new storm system develops, and this is going to offer up some snow even through D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia into our Tuesday. There we go. By Tuesday afternoon, notice Philadelphia gets in it. Washington, D.C., you'll see it by tomorrow morning, and then by late Wednesday, a lot of that snow will have come to an end. But for the whole state of Ohio, you're at least going to see 1 to 3 inches. notice there are plenty of spots in the south and north central northeast corner where we could see 3 to 5+ inches. Heaviest snowfall amounts in those lake enhanced areas, say into the UP of Michigan, lower Michigan, and then through West Virginia, where we could see 1 foot to 1.5 feet, say from Elkins down towards the Snowshoe area, Pocahontas County. You're looking at 8 to 12 inches. In D.C., 2 inches generally, so this isn't going to be an epic snow. This isn't the snowstorm to end all snowstorms, but Jennifer, it will be a nuisance and it will slow things down on the road. Maybe you're a little run down this morning, this afternoon. Got to get ready for some cold air. So if you're kick-starting your workout after pigging out of the Super Bowl, maybe wanting to take that run inside, even in places like Miami, where you might not be used to this much of a chill. Average highs 78, average lows 62. How about highs in the 60s and low 70s, lows in the 50s, even mid-40s by early Thursday. Forecast highs tomorrow stuck in the 30s in Nashville and Atlanta, and both spots will be over 15 degrees below average. Tallahassee 12 degrees below average with a high only in the mid-50s. By Wednesday, Raleigh's at 40. That's 13 degrees below average. We're in the low 50s in Jackson, upper 50s in New Orleans. So those Mardi Gras celebrations are going to be chilly. By Thursday, Atlanta's at 48, Nashville at 39. Raleigh, North Carolina, still over 15 degrees below average in the mid-30s. And morning lows, they're in the 20s and teens across a lot of the south. Even freezing mark for Tallahassee, 39 tomorrow morning. In Orlando, 37 Wednesday morning. So the vacationers, you get up for the breakfast with the characters. It's going to be cool. Make sure the kids are bundled up. 22 your morning low in Raleigh, North Carolina, early Wednesday, and we'll be in the low 20s for Nashville as well. By Thursday morning, they'll bump up a bit, but it is still going to be very chilly across parts of the south. Forecast for snowfall ending late Wednesday. The biggest accumulations into West Virginia, but the mountains of western North Carolina, East Tennessee, 8 to 12 inches possible there. Jennifer. Information we gave you. We're debating on whether it's hot or cold here in the studio. Yeah, not as bad as Mike Seidel has it, but J-Lo's cold, Brianna's cold. Hot, but that's what I get for wearing a wool sweater dress. But it works with the weather, right? We've got Mars, but Nacio, like I said, my one dog, when one dog's already next to me in bed, but the other dog says, no, I'm coming in here, and just wiggles her way in. That's what Nacio's doing. He's saying, Mars, you're out of here. I'm taking over where you left off, and I'm making myself comfortable here. Boston, 23-mile-per-hour gusts right now. Look at Hamilton, Bermuda. This is an expansive storm. They've got winds at 31 miles an hour, so we are dealing with a huge storm, and as Carl's been pointing out, really the New England states are just getting a glancing blow from this. Visibility 1.5 miles in Plymouth, 0.5 mile in Falmouth, and at 2 miles for Boston, where the snow continues to fall. Providence, where Mike Seidel has been, 1 mile visibility. Gusts to 30 miles an hour at Plymouth, over that in Martha's Vineyard, near it in Chatham. Boston, 23-mile-per-hour gust. Nantucket continues to be the stronger gust, over 40 miles an hour right now. The snow will be moving out of the Boston area as we head into the late evening and overnight hours. In the Boston Public Schools, they're saying, kids, you're going to school, so get a good night's sleep tonight. Tomorrow morning, the snow continues into northern New England, especially Maine. By lunchtime, a lot of spots will see that snow have wrapped up. Still, northern Maine could be seeing a few snowflakes. 5 to 8 inches by the time all is said and done. Additional snow up into parts of Maine, including the Bangor area. For northern sections of New England, parts of New Hampshire, and getting into Maine, that's where we could see another 3 to 5 inches, but generally 1 to 3 additional inches is what we'll see through the New England states, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, up into sections of southern New Hampshire and Vermont as well. There's Nacio beginning to roll eastward, and this is offering up snow into Tennessee and Kentucky, also through Indiana, Illinois, St. Louis. Visibilities there at 2.5 miles, 1.5 mile in Indianapolis, and 1 3/4 mile for the Cleveland area, where you have seen some low visibilities today thanks to the snow. We've got winds gusting to 30 miles an hour in Des Moines, more than that for Kansas City, Sioux Falls, 26-mile-per-hour gusts in Minneapolis. We've got this area of low pressure, high pressure off towards the west, and that's kind of funneling those stronger winds into the western sections. St. Louis, winds gusting to 30 miles an hour. That helps to bring down visibilities with the snow having come down as well. Now we move through the evening and overnight, and that snow begins to shift eastward. D.C. area, you've got snow tomorrow morning through the afternoon and even into Wednesday. Wednesday morning, snow will still be falling through parts of New Jersey and Pennsylvania. How much snow will, by the time all is said and done? Philadelphia, you're looking at about 3 inches. Heading up the northeast extension, 2 to 3 inches. Off to the west of Philly, that's where we could see maybe 4 or 5 inches of snow. South Jersey, closer to the coast, 1 to 2 inches, 3 to 4 inches as you head closer to the city. Then in D.C., we're looking at about 2 inches. You could see some higher totals, though, maybe up to 4 inches just east of that I-81 corridor. Jennifer.
All right, it's time to head down south, and let's go to Mardi Gras. Here's how Bourbon Street looks right now, and I could sit there and watch that for hours. Good people watching right now across Bourbon Street, right there at St. Peter. But everybody is focused on the next few days. In fact, Tuesday coming in tomorrow, still a few parades going on. A lot of wind in store, but it should be a nice day with temperatures just up into the middle 50s. And then Tuesday night, may want to warm yourself with a nice beverage because it'll be a chilly one. Highs tomorrow throughout the south, quite cold. Again, my school system for my kids, they already sent out something to make sure you bundle those kids up in the morning if they're going to be out there waiting on the bus because it's very cold.
It is going to be really cold. Hey, Weather Underground's next. They're on